This is liquid law, not enforced, but flow, enacted as a living, responsive intelligence. But even here, in the heart of balance, pressures begin to emerge. The river no longer rises as it once did. Floods hesitate. Rains arrive late. Grain stores tighten. And something else begins to shift. From this embodied intelligence emerged the earliest priestess orders between 7,000 and 4,000 BCE, not as religions, but as living offices, the first calcification of the cosmos. Material exchange in money and offerings, replicating the flow. Think of these early priestess orders as calibrators of the seed. In Zep-Tepi, nature was raw and volatile. The water was floods. The earth was heat. The priestesshood used liquid purification as a governing technology. They understood that for the community to thrive, the raw energy of the cosmos had to be steeped through the human body and the soil. This was done through a stabilizing sequence: observation, calibration, enactment, and transformation. Agriculture was not farming. It was the ordering of the earth's menses. The priestess observed the heliacal rising of stars not for a calendar, but to know when the frequency of the soil was receptive to the seed, could calibrate, and therefore enact germination. The orders Sobek, Auset, Het-Heru, Anpu functioned as the stabilizing sequence in principle, calibrating the raw liquid law, transforming it into sacerdotal protocols. These orders do not rule through decree. They governed through phase locking. They ensured that the liquid law of the stars was locked into the biological reality of the community. This was a phased sequence of stabilization. First, the threshold, order of Sobek. Sobek was the prime order of transformation. Governance began at the water's edge. Sobek's priestesses managed volatility. They monitored the bite of the river, the silt, the predators, and the flood force. By ordering the thresholds where water met land, they determined where the mound of civilization could safely rise. This was the first purification, transforming chaos into a viable territory. Second, the intuitive download, order of Auset. Auset was the order of continuity and resurrection memory. Once the territory was secured, the priestesses didn't just remember the past. They downloaded the future lineage. They tracked the Kemetian Seed through bloodlines, ensuring that the memory of the liquid law was never broken by the Jackal's amnesia. They governed the intuitive confirmation of who we were and who we were to become. Third, the resonance, order of Het-Heru. Het-Heru was the order of social coherence. This was the lunar cycle purification enacted through frequency. They regulated emotion through sound. By using specific harmonics, they ensured the community's nervous system remained liquid and adaptable. They prevented the jointed rigidity of anger or fear from setting into the social fabric. They governed the body's receptivity to joy as a law of health. Fourth, the transition, order of Anpu. Anpu was the order of passage. They governed the healing remedies and sacred timing of closure, whether it was the death of a season or the death of a body. Anpu's priestesses ensured the liquid didn't become stagnant. They managed the diagnostic selection, knowing exactly when to release what was dead, to feed what was being born. They were the masters of the phased transition, ensuring no rupture could halt the flow of the loom. This was the first stitch of the loom, the 1.5 variance, to align the star's light with the Earth's mud. Earth's mud, or bodily regulation, is the basis of the Mami-Auset Protocol. The final phase of the sequence was biological management. This is where the ordinary woman and the extraordinary priestess became one. Through lunar cycle, observation to enact, purification, priestesses ordered the women's rest and movement based on the lunar tides. This wasn't superstition, it was bodily regulation. They knew the blood's viscosity changed with the moon. To work against the moon was to flow block or cause jointed tension in the body. Through healing remedies, transformation through calibration of sacred timing, priestesses did more than administer herbs. They transmitted remedial frequencies. For instance, a remedy for the liver was only ordered when the body's receptivity was at its peak, aligned with specific planetary transits. They understood the body as a liquid antenna. This was the Kemetian Seed in action. It was a world where you didn't obey a law. You aligned with it. Through agriculture and bodily regulation, the priestess orders ensured that every Kemetian was a vessel for the Amma-Ma'at current. To clarify the architecture, the Ogdoad, the primordial 8, are the frequencies, the elemental raw data of the universe: water, space, darkness, atmosphere, embodied in the Amma-Ma'at Mami-Auset Priestesshood. Sobek, Auset, Het-Heru, and Anpu are the orders, the functional offices that applied this frequency to human civilization in time as a cosmic memory grid of survival wisdom. The primordial 8, 4 pneumo twin sets, are the what, the Ogdoad or Neteru of the first time, Zeptepi. The orders are the Ow, the primordial ancestors of the principles, as embodied in the Amma-Ma'at Mami-Auset framework, both structurally and functionally. The Ogdoad are the primordial state of the Neteru. The Priestesshood is its Kemetian Seed, material state of the liquid law. The orders of applied frequency. When the Chamba frequency, mitochondrial descendants of the Amma-Ma'at Mami-Auset lineage, aligns with its legacy framework, it bypasses the calcified, museumified Neteru, Egyptian pantheon of Rome, Greek abstraction. The Kemetian Seed embodies both the hidden and the active. The Jackal tried to claim that he created the Neteru. In reality, the Neteru are simply the stabilized reflections of the Ogdoad. By claiming the Neteru as gods to be worshipped, the Jackal cut the Chamba off from the Ogdoad Source, the primordial 8, who hold the 1.5 resonant variance or 24-degree difference between Hellenistic geocentric astrology and sidereal astronomical sky tablet reading. Indeed, Chamba, our origins trace back to the Ogdoad atmosphere, the raw power that the Jackal, the rebellious one, cannot navigate. The profound truth is the Neteru ground or simply stabilize the Ogdoad reflection. To understand the relationship, we must see how liquid law distills hidden data